I love this. Oh my goodness. Hello and welcome. I am Lionmight. I'm a professional composer, music producer, and lifelong gamer. And for this video, I'm gonna check out the Knave boss theme, All Faces, also known as the Arlecchino boss theme from Genshin Impact. Let's go. Of course, it makes sense. Children's choir as a representation of the children of the hearth. The bell tolls. Witness my rise. Oh my goodness. I'm getting all sorts of goosebumps. The empty spaces between the phrases of the choir. It's giving me so much motivation to fight for my life. A march to your death or to your life. Oh wow! That kick drum just adds so much drive. Wow, I'm feeling it. Menacing. Oh. Night on the Bald Mountain much? Whoa, those microtones. It's like weeping angels, and not that kind. I love that erratic kick drum. It feels like palpitations, heartbeats that are off the cuff. Oh. Now this is a reminiscent style of her trailer theme. I love this Gothic Baroque. Oh wow. Now we're in Beethoven, Mozart Requiem territory. Oh my goodness! Signora theme. Or the Fatui Harbinger theme. Oh. The grand entrance of the Knave. I am your father. Not that one, but you know. This might be the transition. The cutscene. I love that. A different length of rhythms for the Fatui theme. Oh wow! That synth rhythm! Tuck, 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 tuck. It adds so much. I love this. Oh my goodness. Hoyaverse. Hoya Mix Team. They are such masters of melding EDM vibes with orchestral grandness. I love it so much. Oh. Snare drum. Synth snare. Tick, pa, pa, pa. It's an EDM drop, but it's also an orchestral grand entrance. Solo. Oh Oh my goodness. This is even more haunting than Wanderer's theme. My goodness. The children's choir textures in the background and the solo singer in the middle. Oh my goodness, that is... She did her ult. Witness my rise. Those glitching, it feels like when Arlecchino glitches visually. Oh, more glitching sound. Ah. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. I'm so hyped for this. And just as I got my own copy of Arlecchino, finally got her at C0 in 20 pulls, mind you. One of the luckiest pulls. But oh my goodness. You know, I've been playing Genshin Impact for 5 years and I've fought the Knave, the Arlecchino boss form, so many times. But by the time I started farming her for materials, for boss materials, my team's already like super powered C6 teams. So the fights don't last very long. As you already know in my previous Genshin boss theme reactions, I even showed you some of my boss runs. I beat the bosses so fast that I never get to hear the entirety of the music. And that is why I do these musical deep dives, these music reaction videos. So there's a chance for me and for you, possibly, to listen to the entirety of the music without distractions of gameplay, sound effects, voice lines, and all that. And my goodness, what a treat this was, because I think I only get to hear like 10 seconds of the beginning, phase 1, and phase 2, the transition, I just skip it because sometimes it takes too long and I'm always, trying to be efficient on my grinding time. And this one, phase 2, I don't even get to hear like more than 10 seconds of it because the boss is dead immediately. Just give me my materials and then I move on to the next boss. But my goodness, let me take a deep dive on some of my favorite parts. I think for phase 1, yeah, children's choir, music box, accompaniment. My goodness, what a perfect combination. As you know, in the story, Arlecchino is the father of an orphanage of assassins in training, essentially. And most of these children are lost children that found their way under Arlecchino or the Knave's guardianship. In exchange for, free board and lodging, they have to be assassins in training. So there's always this tense atmosphere, knowing these are innocent children being turned into killers or spies, emissaries. There's always a sense of danger and mystery lurking in the House of the Hearth. And this music is such a perfect representation of it. The music box sound is always innocent sounding, and the children's choir is also kind of that angelic, innocent sounding, cherubim-like vocal quality. But the way they are used, minor chords, menacing, mysterious chords, tense, microtones, semitones. Just, oh my goodness, what an ironic kind of usage. You're using these innocent sounding instrumentation with the children's choir and the music box, but you wrote them in such a menacing way that, my goodness, it's such a multi-layered thing. By the way, speaking of music box, I just released my second Genshin Impact music box album featuring some of your favorites, including Columbina's Lullaby. Links in the description. Yeah, this is beautiful. And the tempo, it feels like ticking clocks. Ding, dong, ding, dong, ding, ding. Oh, a little bit like the Squid Game themes. Ding, da, 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 da. I always like when the tempo feels like a ticking time bomb or a ticking clock because it always feels like, oh, your time is up. Your time is coming. What a beautiful arpeggio that was. Wow. Chaos and order. The order represented by da, ba, da, da. Very orderly, very regular. But the piano doing chaos and order. The pizzicato strings, the staccato strings adding some more chaos to the order. The key change. Whoa, I didn't notice that in the beginning. Whoa. That beautiful crunchy cello solo. Ooh, that rough but rich timbre of the cello. Oh wow, that kind of reminded me of Mullen theme from Grandia. I always love that. The entrance of the kick drum just adds so much energy to it. I mean, subtle energy, but energy nonetheless. Because all of this from the beginning and then going here, it's a nice organic build-up, you know, starting with freely flowing rhythms, freely flowing, floaty, long melodies, then slowly injecting rhythms, then chaos, tak-tak-tak-tak, dun, 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 bum. It's a march-like tempo, dun. A march to war, a march to defend yourself, and then up the ante. I love that counterpoint between very fixed kick drum. Dun, 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 dun. the staccato strings are just doing a counter rhythm. It's making me, ooh, my goodness. It's making my nerdy composer brain just light up so much. Oh my goodness. Wow. An imperial march-like sound. So many parallels with John Williams. When the brasses come in, you know they're serious. Oh my goodness, listen to that. So many microtones, sinister sounding. You know why you hear a lot of those kinds of sounds in some horror soundtracks? Because, you know, there's something with semitones and microtones that are just so eerie and creepy. I don't really know why. Maybe there's some nature explanation to it. Maybe it sounds like, I don't know. The first thing I can think of is the sound of mosquitoes. But maybe there's something in nature. There's something primal that is related to the sound of that makes it scary or creepy. Let me know if you figure out something. I have a lot of ideas, but I'm blanking right at the moment. Yeah, I love this. It's like a very irregular heartbeat because, you know, the kick drum is always like a parallel to a heartbeat. And then it becomes irregular. It's like an erratic heartbeat. What is happening? You're in a nervous situation. And now we get a church organ. My goodness. I can imagine in my head, if this was a live performance, I'm imagining like the production would be like very minimal lighting on the stage, only on the children's choir. Then as the orchestra enters, a little bit of lighting on the orchestral musicians, but still dark behind them. Then once the church organ enters, the full lighting illuminates the church organ, the giant church organ behind them, and oh my goodness, it's just like a full grand visual feast with music. Tick tock, tick tock. Very simple synth beats, synth drum beats, very reminiscent of the style that they did in her trailer music. Very parallel to the melody of the Fatui Harbinger theme. Similar to the Signora theme melody, or the one that Colombina is singing in the Winter Nights Lazo trailer. What a great transition that was. Halftime. And the reverb of the snare drum pattern. Wow. Now this is so cinematic. Menacingly cinematic. Very John Williams style, maybe any of those Imperial themes, one of those Stormtrooper themes, or one of those brass-heavy, menacing ones. Devil's Trill. Devil's Interval. The tritone, the so-called Devil's Interval, because hearsay has it that the church of the olden times declared it as a devilish interval because it sounds annoying or evil or something. But turns out it was just hearsay and there's no real historical documents proving it. But the meme has lived on and I kind of still meme it around. The Devil's Interval. Because if you sing it like that, it does sound kind of devilish. Maybe it does kind of sound devilish on its own, or maybe that's just historical perception. I don't know. You tell me. What do you think? Wow. I love it when composers do that. They take a familiar leitmotif, this time the Fatui Harbinger leitmotif, but they distort it by changing up the rhythmic patterns, changing up the melodic durations. Beautiful. And it ends there for this section. I love that. Did you hear that? Tuk, 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 tuk. That is a synth bass or a synth lead. And it's just adding so much, again, the melding of the synthetic and the organic. If you've been watching my channel, you know that I am always enamored by that kind of enigma. The combination of synthetic sounds and organic sounds. In this case, synth bass, synth leads, and synth drums melded with full symphonic menacing orchestra with children's choir. Here, the synth bass, but in a high register. Tuk, 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 tuk. Tuk, 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 tuk. Beautiful. Now we move on to phase 2. Now this is the one, oh my goodness. Oh my god, it's so good. What a lovely intro in the context of the menacing vibe, because it starts so floating, very formless, dun 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 dun. You wouldn't know the rhythm, you wouldn't know the counting unless you're actually looking at the sheet music. So to just the casual listener, it sounds chaotic, it sounds disorderly. And then it introduces the kick drum, my goodness. And then you're in full fight mode, fight or flight. This so gorgeous. Ah, beautiful strings. I love that line. Da, 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 da. A little bit Bravely Default. You Know My Name Is, I think that's the name of the song. Tap, 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 tap. Symphonic EDM. Piano. That drop. My goodness. Wow. And earlier when I was listening, when you thought it couldn't even get more epic and grander, is that even a word? Doesn't matter. They do this drop and then introduce a solo lead operatic vocalist. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It reminds me so much of Mozart's Don Giovanni opera, that part where one of the lead characters is singing to a ghost, and that is always haunting to me. My goodness. That counterpoint. The solo vocalist doing long lines, but the textures in the background, the children's choir. My goodness, that is a classic style of counterpoint writing where you take turns doing the rhythmic part, faster moving part, and then the contrast is somebody doing a slow, long tone part. This is perfect. And it's a natural way to make the music move forward, because sometimes it can be not so interesting if you just make everyone play long tones. With exceptions, of course, but you see, the music is pausing and kind of ruins the pace, especially for this situation where it's supposed to be a boss fight. The energy is high. There's a little bit of rest in between, but the energy is supposed to be high and you're supposed to be motivated to keep on fighting. How can you keep the rhythm moving forward, but also kind of keeping the mellow section intact? Simple. You just introduce those children's choir rhythmic parts, and the music will start to move immediately and makes it even more haunting. See? It's so beautiful. And now, the rhythmic moving parts that was done by the children's choir has been taken over by the piano and the strings. That is such a classical cadence. Very operatic, very Mozart, very Beethoven. That sounds so classical. More long tones by the vocalist, but textures by the piano this time. How beautiful that is. It's EDM by design, but symphonic, orchestral, operatic in size and shape. I don't know. It's a great melding of the two styles or the two genres, is what I'm saying. That snap has become so iconic with Arlecchino. She does that snap sound whenever she casts her burst. Again, the glitching effect, the glitching sound effect, very reminiscent of when Arlecchino herself visually glitches on screen. I love this part so much. Okay, so this is one of those segments. I think this is because this is kind of near the end when everyone, including the instruments, are now all kind of all together doing long tones, long notes, as opposed to earlier long notes sprinkled with moving textures all around. A little bit of the strings moving. Perfect. What a perfect theme. Not just for Arlecchino, but what a perfect theme just by its own. I guess the allegations are still true. Hoyoverse is a music company that publishes music with a free game. But my goodness, I'm so glad I saved up listening to this in this exact moment because my goodness, it's such a different experience when you know everything about it. It's everything about Arlecchino's lore herself, especially filming this after I finished the Luna 2 Archon quests, where there's a lot of Arlecchino material for those of you Genshin players who haven't done the quest yet. You're in for a treat. That's all I can say. By the way, if you enjoyed this video, feel free to check out my catalog all the way back from 2008. And if you like to hear the music I produced, just look up Lionmight on Spotify, Apple Music, or your favorite music platform. I will see you in the next video. Bye!